So today I want to answer a question that so many people ask in just understanding their life altogether, which is, what am I here for on this planet? What am I supposed to do? What am I, my purpose? How do I get more fulfillment out of life? How do I have more significance in everything that I do? And I feel lonely. I feel out of sorts. I sometimes feel understood, like people don't get me, or I feel just kind of isolated in all my thoughts and understanding, or you feel doubt about yourself, or you're just ashamed around certain circumstances or frustrations in life. And I want to kind of cover a few different things that I kind of will answer that question for you. And it will also help you try to think about how to design a life that's going to help you really kind of create more purpose by building a lifestyle business that's going to really help you take off. I'm going to give you some clear understanding and techniques around how to find that. And then at the end, I want to give you a gift. Okay. I want to give you something that's going to be really helpful. So stay till the end. If you haven't liked or subscribed, please do. And when you get value out of this, make sure you give a thumbs up with it. So my background real quick is I was a pastor. I grew up in a Christian home. And so my ideas of everything are really Christian oriented because I love Jesus and I love him so much. And he really gives me a lot of purpose and passion. But let me tell you, life hits you like a ton of bricks. Okay. I'm a sole breadwinner and I have 3 kids, and it's not easy to kind of provide consistently and have everything. So the weight of responsibility as a man, I don't know if you encounter this as a man or a woman, but the responsibility to provide is really tough. Okay. And I really want to go over some slides. I'm going to show my screen here. I'm going to give some Venn diagrams, just explaining some really things that are going to be real important for you as you're trying to process and think about what you're actually wanting in life. And that's going to give you direction, a little more of significance and fulfillment. But here are the things that I have found as being important as a man. Okay. And this kind of helps give you a crux of everything in a holistic way too. Ultimately, as a man, you need to lead, love, protect, and provide. Lead, love, and protect and provide. The cornerstone of that is that you need to provide. It's very hard to have a relationship that's built with a spouse or kids where you're leading them really well, that you're protecting them really well, because if you're in a bad neighborhood, how are you going to protect them in those circumstances? How are you leading them? How is your wife making more than you sometimes? And so that there's challenges with like the family dynamic. Those are tough circumstances. How can you lead, love, and protect them if you can't provide well? And so this is really where I really have found out, it's like, how can I make as much money as I can? And not out of greed, okay? Not out of greed. There was a old Protestant pastor in the early American days here, and his name is Jonathan Edwards, and he had said an amazing quote that I love. He said, make as much money as you can, save as much money as you can, and give as much money as you can. And I think that's a really good motto for a Christian man, a Christian woman to pursue, of saying, how can I protect, lead, love, and provide so much and give guidance and clarity where I can with my family. Okay. So let me share my screen here. And I want to give you a clear understanding of something that I think is going to really hopefully hit home with what you truly want. And what you truly want is a life of freedom. Okay. And I bucket it in these 3 ways, just because I think this is really kind of tangible to help you understand this. But ultimately, you want more money, right? Friend, don't you need more money? Wouldn't money be helpful, right? But you also want more time too. And there's a trade-off there, right? Like, what if I got a job where I'm working 80, 100-hour work weeks? Is that going to help? Is that a good trade-off? No. Like, you can have more money, but then time is not going to be really helpful for you to enjoy your life either. So you need time as well, is another part. The other one that you really think about is impact. Impact is something that you really want. God has wired us internally to want to help as many people as we possibly can. And we draw a lot of significance and fulfillment from that. And so truly, it's like, this is where you see a lot of nonprofits and people that are brilliant people, and they're working very hard at something where they're not making that much money, but their impact and their heart's there. And we all give back in so many ways, from financially to maybe church or other ministries or other, nonprofits, or you're looking at ways to like impact where you're like serving people and helping. Like, that's a core part about what we want to do. But really, we also need to make sure that we have money and time, to enjoy our life and enjoy amazing experiences, and also have to make sure that we're providing well for our family. So this is going to be some key things that are really driving us and what we truly want in our whole life. And so when we're looking at this, I want to kind of give you this framework to think about your purpose. Okay. And this is going to help you really start thinking logistically around how you should think about what you want to do in your life. Okay. And so the way that I look at this, the heart of this is that you want more purpose, more significance. And so all of these things need to align to really help you define that and get clear on it. Okay. So let's take some different things, your experiences in life. If you look throughout your life, what are some of those experiences that you have that you've taught people with something, that you've helped something with? What are those skills that your friends and family say that you're very good about? Like, what do you do? How do you help serve people? What are those things that people rely on you for? And then what are you passionate about? Okay. So let me give you a bad example. Say I have experience being a truck driver and I have skills in doing that, but maybe I'm not passionate about it, right? Maybe I can do, I have experience doing drywall and I have skills doing it, but I'm not passionate about it, right? Or, hey, I have experience losing 30 pounds and I have some skills because I've helped my other friends and cousins do it, and I'm really passionate about it. We get to a party and you ask questions how I've lost 30, 40 pounds. I'm using this example. Then I'm going to be really passionate about it. I could talk about it all day long, right? Maybe I have a skills around, traveling and experience around traveling. And I'm passionate about doing this, or I'm saving money or making money. Then there's alignment when you have all these areas in alignment with that purpose. Okay. Let me give you really the top 3 industry building things that are going to help you. And I'm going to come back to this slide in just a minute. But the big 3 industries that are worth billions of dollars that people will pay for are these top 3 industries: health, wealth, and relationships. Health, wealth, and relationships. So that's why I'm giving you examples with this, with health, wealth, and relationships, understanding in the parallel with this purpose. Okay. So if you understand health, wealth, and, purpose with everything, you're going to really kind of find this really cool thing: health, wealth, and relationships. So let me give you an example of what I mean by this. Health: how do you lose weight? How do you like build muscle? How do you lose weight? How do you get the healthy diets? All those sort of things. Wealth: how do I make money? How to save money? How I inherit money? How to keep money? Lawyers, those sort of things. Relationships: how to raise kids, how to have the best marriages, how to, what to do after divorce, how not to get divorced, all those different types of things. How to be great grandparent. I think there's tons of different categories of things that can be subcategories of these main drivers here. That's why I'm going to give you examples of this. That what do you have experience in? What are the skills that you have within that? And what are you passionate about? If you can hit all 3 of those things, and you create a big, long list of things that you like, that you have experience with, that you're passionate about, or even if you're super passionate about, and maybe you have a little bit of experience and you have a little bit of skills, but you'd really love that, and you can go and start getting more of those skills and experiences, then they're going to have more of a purpose-filled life that you're really wanting to do. And so the reason why I gave you those 3 categories is that's going to be really helpful for you to start a lifestyle of a business that's going to really start helping to serve people. Okay, there's tons of ways to do this. You can go get jobs that align with this purpose. You can also create jobs to do that. And you can have a job that's a lifestyle for yourself. Okay, these are the big 4 skills to run a business. People overcomplicate how simple it is to build a business. But you also need to learn 4 key skills. You need to know how to market yourself. That's why you get eyeballs, to get people that are aware of what you do. You need to know how to sell those people. You need to know how to collect that money. You need to know how to do the fulfillment, which is providing that service or solution. And then you need to create systems or leadership with automations and process with teams. Okay. So those are the 4 core buckets that I would say, the skills that you need to run a business. You can, I've built a lot of my career with being a marketing agency for 9 years, helping nonprofits before I sold my agency. And then I've sold millions of dollars learning this skill with sales. And now I help people with knowing how to grow and scale with their business. That's how I do the fulfillment. And I have teams and systems to automate it. And then things are just running in a wheel that's going to be really helpful for that. Okay. And so I wanted to give you this gift before we leave. Many times people want like a checklist to know, hey, am I hitting the marker of a high achiever? Am I God-given talents? Am I pursuing that life that I should be? Down in the show notes, I'm giving you a free checklist that I put together of like high achievers. And it's all these different areas of life that I found that are going to be the really great part that you can maybe check off and circle of saying, hey, I need to work on this or I need to do. It covers every aspect of business. But really, I want to touch on just this purpose of framework. If this has been helpful for you to really try to define this, do this exercise for yourself that goes through all of this. I have other videos on this channel that will be hopefully a really helpful resource. I have a podcast that I interview amazing high achievers as well. But my purpose for you is just to give as much value as I possibly can for you to have alignment of an idea and an understanding that you should pursue in life so you have a lot more significance and purpose, as well as build a lifestyle of a business to do that in parallels, maybe while you're doing your business. But if you have flexibility and freedom to build and design something, hopefully this exercise is going to be a really helpful tool for you to really craft and build that out so that you can really be able to build out a life of your dreams so that you can enjoy your life and enjoy the fruits of all the benefits of everything that you're here on this planet for. Again, if you get value, like and subscribe. If you want to know how to get and build a business, down below is also my calendar link with some other workshop resources. We do webinars. I want to help give as much value to you. So I hope you like this video, and we will see you on the next video.